Thanks. Dawn, that's okay. Dawn, could you let us know how Skylar's doing, and also do you sense maybe any I don't necessarily changes in lineups, but maybe some different minutes distribution based on anything you've seen so far?
Skylar's doing great. She practiced today. So she's back in the fold. It is I mean, everybody's capable of playing a lot of minutes for us. I think, me this being my first time, I'm just really going with the known. There are players here that have been in the fold, and it's really just trying to find the right substitution pattern and rotation. It's hard. And when you don't know, you just stick with the players that have done it. And I feel for the players that haven't played a whole lot of minutes and don't know when they're going to get in the game. And I think back to my first Olympic Games, and I was really in that position. Like, I didn't know when I was going to play, but I knew that I stayed ready just in case. Teresa Edwards was the starting point guard, just in case T got off to a slow start, or she needed somebody to come in and inject some energy. That never happened. So I just had to wait my turn. And I think we're in a position of that's where we are, but all of our players are ready. And I'll say this, and I told our team this today, our second unit, they may not play as many minutes as the first unit, but the preparation they provide for us, and with Nigeria, the pressing that we face, the pressing that we face against Japan, they simulated incredibly, and they made us better on the floor the other day because of their preparation. So it may not come in the form of minutes, but it surely comes in the form of helping us prep for moments like we've had in the first two pool games.
And if I could just follow up, obviously, it's always a desire to start really well. Do you feel like that's a little bit of a concern, just with a little bit of slow start against Japan, or something you'll be looking for in terms of the matchup against France?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we take everybody's best effort. A marathon isn't won in the first mile, and the first quarter is the first mile to us. And we get everybody's best shot. The adrenaline is flowing on both sides of the ball for our opponents. And it's hard to create separation. And I don't necessarily think it's a slow start. It's just a fast start by other teams that, we have to take their punch, and we just have to keep doing what we're doing. I don't think we even, you look at it, you critique it, but at the same time, you look on the other side of their bench, and you see that these are quality players who have been together for a long time, and they're amped up to play you.
Thank you.
Doug Fiber, we'll go to you next.
Hey, Dawn, picking up on Michelle's question, from what I remember in previous Olympics, it's basically you play every other day, whereas here you have every third day. Does that help you you can play people more minutes early on, knowing that for the first couple of rounds or the first couple of games, you have 2 days recover, as opposed to, hey, we're playing 2 days later, so you can't really extend minutes as much, I would think, as in past years?
We're just playing to win. Everybody, no one has limit restrictions. We're just trying to win the game and trying to figure out combinations. It's hard. I wrote down our practice today. It's our 10th practice. And for this 12-woman roster. So it is hard trying to get 12 players in. And we did that in Vegas. And honestly, it didn't feel good. We lost 2 out of 3 games. So you have to settle in on what you feel is the best rotation. And if they're not getting it done, then we have to try to figure out who we can insert in the game to get it done.
And the other question I have is just, how are you keeping yourself and them mentally sharp, since this is a grind? I mean, you guys can't really do much outside of practice, hotel, play games, maybe come here, watch the men play. Like, how do you keep them mentally sharp, knowing this is not fun, so to speak?
Well, I think, I mean, we're keeping the main thing. And it is every single one of us, whether we're a player or coach, staff member, anyone that's just helping us, we're here for one thing, and that's to win a gold medal. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of fun surrounding that. And I prefer it this way. I know that we could be singularly focused on the task at hand and not have to worry about, if my family members got tickets to go to this event, or I want to go check out gymnastics. We don't have that. We got the men's game. You're either going to the men's game or you're not. So it's been pretty cool, but we've been through it, whether it's the, NCAA bubble or the WNBA bubble. This is our lifestyle over the past, year and a half. So we've become used to it. It's just the stakes are a little bit higher when it comes to competing for a gold medal.
Thanks, Dawn.
Next, we'll go to B. Terrell. And then Rafiq, you're on deck.
Hey, Coach, how are you? This is B. Terrell with Made for the W. How you doing today?
What's up, Brandon?
Oh gosh, the government name. Okay. So out of the swag bag that you got for touching down there in Tokyo, what's been some of the favorite things that you will probably take from out of that collection?
We as coaches, we don't get as much swag as the players get. And I actually didn't go through the bag. I didn't go through the bag. We do get some things. But I do like some of the hoodies that our players are wearing around here, but I just didn't go through the bag because I'm just looking forward to our next opponent.
Okay.
I did that already. I did that as a player, and it's cute, but as a coach, you got other things on your mind.
Okay. And what is something that you have learned about yourself? You've been in it for a long time, but what's something you learned about yourself doing this experience?
Well, I've learned that I do get nervous, like really nervous. That's something that doesn't happen a whole lot in my career coaching. Because when you're the head coach of an Olympic team, you feel the weight. You feel the weight of every person that you're coaching, every staff member that's a part of this journey. You feel every little girl's dream of being an Olympian and winning a gold medal. You feel a tremendous amount of pressure, and I feel it. I mean, it's weird because it's a foreign thing for me. But what you do is you continue to prep. It doesn't paralyze me. It makes me want to think ahead. Think about the worst case scenario and talk it over with our staff. And it makes you feel good to be able to have somebody there to just bounce things off. Our staff meetings are great. We cover every single thing. So that puts me at ease, but I do feel the pressure.
Thank you.
And Rafiq, you're up next, and then Michelle, will probably close out with you.
This is Rafi with nothing but that sports talk. How you doing today?
How you doing?
Doing all right. Now I just want to ask you: when you see Asia Wilson put in back-to-back double doubles in her first two Olympic Games, does that bring you kind of like that little South Carolina vibe on your way towards winning gold medal, only for the first time as a coach?
I mean, it brings a vibe of we have somebody that can get it done. I mean, we've been very fortunate as a USA basketball organization that we've had the players who continuously come and want to be a part of this environment. I'm super proud of Asia. My comfort is and my familiarity is with Asia, and it gives me a great deal of just pride knowing that she's balling on the biggest stage, and it doesn't seem like she's slowing down. It doesn't seem like she's caught off guard with the attention that she demands. But at the same time, she is playing with 2 5-time Olympians. We've surrounded her with Brianna Stewart. So they're taking some of the pressure off of her so she can perform in that way. So I'm happy that it's clicking for her and for all of us.
And if I could sneak in a follow-up, what Olympic athlete outside the basketball world inspires you to be one of the greatest, whether it's in coaching or in playing in the Olympics?
Wow,
In this Olympics.
there are in this Olympic Games.
Yes.
I mean, here's probably Simone Biles, because of how she came into the games and really not performed to her standards or probably anybody else's. And she was woman enough to say these are the things that are happening to her and act on them instead of just being a robot and going out there and putting herself at risk, both physically and mentally. And it takes a great deal of courage and leadership and strength to do what she did.
Thank you for your time.
And Michelle, we'll close it out with you.
Thank you. Dawn, I wanted to, if I could, two kind of different questions. One, if you could kind of give us your thoughts on Gabby Williams. Obviously, you know her from the college game and how she's played in the WNBA. What have you seen from her scouting the French team? And what you said earlier about being nervous, do you ever feel that way in the college in your college incarnation as a coach, or does this feel a little different than being a college head coach?
First, Gabby Williams. I mean, Gabby seems like she is very, very comfortable with what the expectations of what the French team wants her to do. I mean, they put the ball in her hands and she delivers for them. When it's time to get rebounds and stops, she comes through for them. And I feel like she's expanded her game as you most players do when you're put in an environment where other great players are around you and you're competing against other great players. You take your game to another level, and Gabby has done that over the years for her WNBA team as well as her national team. And then, do I feel? I mean, I get a little nervous on a collegiate level, but none like what I feel over the past 3 weeks. Just prepping for Nigeria in the first pool play game, and then having to follow that up with Japan, who presents a different style of play, and their ability to knock down threes is a pretty scary sight, as you're prepping. And then for us to finish out pool play, I mean, it's we lost enough in the first 2 games of our journey that it puts you on, it checks you. I mean, it makes you think, it makes you prep, it makes you coach a little bit harder and to not feel that feeling. So, and then I sleep less. I don't sleep a whole lot anyway, but I sleep even less because my mind is constantly thinking about what could happen and how do we prepare them without overloading them or over prepping them. But again, we got a great staff that they're on top of all of that. They make my job a lot easier, but it doesn't stop the nerves from interrupting my sleep.
Understandable. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dawn.